Fat, one of the three major nutrients of our body. Fat is not simply the main culprit behind weight gain. It plays an essential role in maintaining life, such as supplying energy, protecting organs, and absorbing vitamins. However, not all fats are the same. Depending on what kind of fat you consume and how you consume it, your health can change. In this video, we will look into the types and functions of fats, and especially the importance of vegetable fats. The word fat often conjures up a negative image. However, fat is one of the three essential nutrients our bodies cannot do without, along with carbohydrates and proteins. Is all fat really bad, or are there separate good fats and bad fats? Fat is composed of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. It contains less oxygen and more carbon and hydrogen than carbohydrates, providing much more energy at 9 calories per gram for the same amount. Plant fats are made from water and carbon dioxide with the help of chlorophyll, just like carbohydrates. Humans and animals ingest fat directly through food or store carbohydrates consumed in excess of their needs by converting them into fat. Fat is broken down into glycerin and fatty acids. Glycerin is broken down into sugar and used for energy, and fatty acids are the basic units that make up fat, much like the relationship between amino acids and proteins. Unsaturated fatty acids are the representative good fats and are fatty acids that have open rings where other atoms can bond in the fatty acid chain. These open rings are important for bonding with nutrients and moving them to where they are needed in the body. Unsaturated fatty acids are abundant in almost all natural vegetable fats, such as nuts and seeds. Polyunsaturated fatty acids have 2 or more open rings. Hardened oils and hydrogenated oils, namely trans fats, are synonymous with bad fats. Hardened oil is oil made by adding hydrogen to liquid vegetable oil to solidify it. If it is only partially hydrogenated during this process, trans fat is created. Solidified vegetable oils like shortening and margarine are hydrogenated. During high-temperature heating, these fats lose vitamins, and the open rings of the fatty acids are filled due to hydrogenation, making them unable to bond with nutrients. In other words, they provide only calories and have no nutritional value. Shortening and margarine are commonly used in processed foods and have harmful effects on health, such as cardiovascular disease. Saturated fat is a fat in a saturated state where no more atoms can bond to the fatty acid chain and is mainly found in animal fats such as meat, dairy products, and eggs. Unlike unsaturated fats, saturated fats maintain a solid form at room temperature. Saturated fats, like hydrogenated fats, cannot bond with nutrients and are difficult for the body to use efficiently. They also cause health problems by allowing fat to accumulate in the body. The saturated fat in coconuts is an exception. The saturated fat in coconuts has a different chemical structure from animal saturated fat, so it is classified as a good saturated fat. The 4 major roles of fat is as follows. Energy source. When carbohydrates are depleted, stored fat in the body is converted into energy. Protection and insulation. It acts as a buffer and insulator for body organs and nerves, protecting them from external shocks and maintaining body temperature. Vitamin absorption. Fat components are essential for the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K in the intestine. Healthy foods contain the fat components necessary for vitamin absorption. Essential fatty acids. These are fatty acids that our bodies cannot make on their own, with linoleic acid being a representative example. A deficiency in linoleic acid can cause skin diseases, gallstones, hair loss, growth or reproductive dysfunction, kidney or prostate disorders, menstrual disorders, and vitamin B deficiency. Linoleic acid is richly contained in nuts and seeds such as walnuts, 40%, sunflower seeds, 30%, sesame seeds, 22%, pumpkin seeds, 20%, pecans, 14%, and almonds, 11%. Even all fruits contain 0.5% to 1% unsaturated fat. Fruits alone are sufficient for the necessary intake of unsaturated fat. Animal fat is harmful to our bodies. Animal fats like lard or butter are not pure oils. In animal fats, just like in humans, environmental toxins such as pesticides, chemicals, and additives are likely to be stored in concentrated forms. Animal oils can easily become rancid and carcinogenic if extreme heat is applied during the extraction process or if they are heated to high temperatures during cooking. Also, animal fats contain a lot of cholesterol, increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease. Heated fats cannot be emulsified or digested, but accumulate in the body, harming major organs or being isolated in the form of tumors. Furthermore, starches fried in heated oil cannot be properly processed by the body, putting a burden on the body without any nutritional value. Heated fat cannot be used by the body, therefore it must be removed. The body stores substances that it can neither use nor properly remove in places that do less harm to major organs or isolates them using tumors as a wall. Arachidonic acid is an essential component that makes up hormones that cause inflammation, either contained in specific foods or produced by the body, but only a very small amount is needed. Controllable inflammation is useful for wound healing or disease recovery, but chronic inflammation is the cause of many degenerative diseases, such as cancer, arthritis, and heart disease. It can even cause damage to organs, including the brain. If arachidonic acid levels become too high, pro-inflammatory hormones overwhelm anti-inflammatory hormones, breaking the hormonal balance and potentially continuing to damage healthy tissues. If you have experienced pain as soon as you wake up or when standing up after sitting down, you may be affected by mild inflammation. This can continue to worsen, and also it can be seen as a signal that something much worse is going on inside the body. To prevent excessive arachidonic acid from causing problems, first, you should not eat organ meats, egg yolks, and fatty red meats that contain a lot of arachidonic acid. And you should ensure that as little arachidonic acid as possible is produced. To do this, you can remove the elements that make up arachidonic acid, and the way is to reduce the intake of omega-6 fatty acids and trans fats. The main source of problematic omega-6 fatty acids is processed foods. You should not eat products labeled as containing trans fats in the nutritional fats. Coconut oil belongs to good saturated fats. Not all saturated fats are the same. There are many saturated fats in coconut oil, but the plant-based saturated fat of unrefined coconut has a completely different chemical structure from animal saturated fat. In a study of Asia-Pacific Islanders, the incidence of cardiovascular disease was significantly low despite their high consumption of unrefined coconut foods. A 1992 study announced that coconut intake was not related to an increase in serum cholesterol or mortality from coronary heart disease. However, highly processed coconut oil found in microwave popcorn, artificial coffee creamers, suffers from significant nutrient loss, is exposed to chemical solvents, and may contain harmful hardened oils, making it bad for health. Fat is essential for our bodies, but its type and method of intake are important. If you choose healthy unsaturated fats and appropriate saturated fats and avoid harmful fats that are processed or heated to high temperatures, your overall health will improve. Correct fat intake is the key to optimizing important functions of our body, such as cardiovascular health, inflammation management, and vitamin absorption.